that? Game of Thrones? No, not Game of Thrones. That's just a custom belt buckle. If you want to see more about that, click through the custom belt buckle or see the first video link in the description, wherever the description happens to be, to see other custom belt buckles and hear me talk about how I make them and what makes them better than other custom belt buckles. They also, come in more than one kind. I'm filming this on top of my computer, so that it hopefully fixes the white balance issues, because now you can actually see what I'm doing with the intricacies of the different patterns. Look at how gorgeous that is. We're not talking about this one first. We're talking about this one first. This is the hardest one to make. This is forward lace, and it is exhausting, and it is traditional. The first time that I really got forward lace down, I made a belt for myself on a Monday, and my shoulders stopped hurting that Saturday. So that was a long time. This is very physically demanding, but it's worth it, and now all the exercises paid off, and I'm better at making these now. And so here's the B side. That's what it looks on the other side. It looks somewhat similar to this, but it's a little more divided, and if you peel it apart a little bit, it comes in two sections that are still very solid, and there's those inside weaves right there transferred directly to the outside, so it's held more or less stable as far as that goes. The 2:3 color ratio on this one is in very nearly the traditional arrangement. And when I say traditional, I mean I dug how to make a lot of these out of a book from the 1500s. That was quite a slog to read. It was like reading Chaucer. Anyway, this was originally a way to make lace by hand, and it's why I can make belts like these in 15 minutes, or belts like these in 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 40 seconds is currently my record, and I'm going to show you in a little bit, after I take a little jump cut, how the kind of belt that I make in that short of an amount of time. It is quite a thing to behold. Alright, so this is forward lace, and this is the narrowest kind, but they're all about the same compression ratio, and that's because this one has more of a lens shape, and this is flatter, and we can keep going with that. Alright, so this is reverse lace. Let's get this guy off of the platform. So that's forward lace right there, and that's reverse lace. You notice they're very similar, and also this is very well worn because I've had this for years. Here, to see what it looks like when it's fresh. That is reverse lace. That twist in it right there. Depending on how it gets tied, that stays in. You can see it tucks underneath there, where that just stays totally flat. And that also meters based on how much stress you put it under. The knot on the end is something that I did for myself because I generally make things just really quickly for myself. If I were going to do that over again, I would use a bow shackle to hold it all together in the end, instead of a knot, because this takes up a lot less space and it doesn't bulk it up. It's very easy to pass it through holsters and sheaths and things like that. Yeah. Alright, so that's a reverse lace on one side. This is the A side. It's not officially called the A side, it's just a little designator for me. And you can see that the inner crossings cross over there quite a bit more. And there should be some pictures of the A and the B right there in the reverse lace to show you what that looks like. And yeah, why not? I didn't show you some pictures. There we go, pictures of the forward lace. There. Alright, so let's take the forward lace out of here. And so that's our reverse lace. Now this slightly broader is a double reverse lace. And you remember, all of these, made to the same inch length, have about the same length of cord in them, and they're all one piece. This is one 30-foot piece. Because I've gained weight, this is one 35-foot piece. They're all single and solid, except for these, which are 2 pieces. It's 1 piece per color. This is a little broader and a little flatter, and this is broader still and flatter still. And you also notice that it doesn't have that crinkled twist. The double reverse is flat on the top. And on the back, there we go. And on the back, you can see there's an extra little turn right there. Or you could, if I, right there. It's not there on this one. It's a minor detail that's kind of hard to see unless you really deform it, but when you tug on it, it goes back to being straight again. There we go. Let's try it on this guy, if it will even go. No, it really doesn't like that. Yeah, this is pretty solid. All right, so this is what I would recommend for most people if you were going to get something that you wanted with an A side and a B side. If you just wanted something that looked pretty flat but still visually interesting, I would recommend you get one of these. This is a crossed crown. There is a regular kind of crown, but it is really, really hard to make. You can order it if you want, but oh man, does the regular crown take a lot of extra work. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be selling the regular crown for that much longer. So if it's not in the shop, you can still ask for it, but we'll work something out. Okay. This is also the only symmetrical pattern. You see there, and the arrows just switch going the other way now. You would not believe how hard it is to make them symmetrical. This is quite an achievement. This is actually a lot easier to make. On average, these make in about 15 minutes, and on average, these make in about 18 minutes. And yeah, the arrangement of colors is not set in stone. It has to do with the order on the edge that they're in. So, for example, these are both 3-2 patterns. The crossed crown is 3 parts green, 2 parts blue, adjacent to one another. Somewhere on here I will have I'll have the one that's, it should be highlighted now, the crossed crown where they are opposed to one another in the multicolor. Yeah, so there's that. And then that's where those two are both where they're adjacent. The overall color pattern where it switches like that, or switches like these, is controlled by how they're spaced when I'm starting in my setup phase. And now to show you some more patterns, I had to take a jump cut and make some more. There's only really one left that oh, I should finish talking about the crossed crown. Yeah, it is the thinnest. These two are pretty close to the same, but the definitive thinnest is the crossed crown, because this is very slightly thicker in the middle. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, but this is like a flat tape, where this has a teeny bit of lens shape to it, but not that much. Not like this. You see, edge on. That's relatively thick. Looking at it on the edge, that is much less so. That's almost not even there. That's still slightly with the lens, but pretty flat and pretty broad. Although that's broader. Yeah, this is more like your average belt. Slightly wider than your average, like, leather belt. And that's only for the 5 points. You know, more on this when I get back from our jump cut. And we're back with bridge lace. The names of the different styles, for the most part, with the single exception of the crossed crown, refer to the process by which they're made. So the bridge lace is called that because there's a kind of bridge-like aspect to what I'm doing with the cord as I'm braiding it. Alright, this one was invented by this person who you might see as the first non-video link in the description. Up in the main body block, and then again down where the links are normally had. This is a dear friend of mine, Mask, who should really be doing animation right now, but isn't, and is actually just kind of looking over my shoulder. Yeah, so that's no pressure or anything. It has this very nice braided look down the middle, and kind of a grid-like crisscrossing. The braided look down that sort of chevron braid down the middle is easier to see when it's in a single color. So let's take some pictures that were, yeah, there we go, and one more. There we go. Definitely easier to see, and this is a 3-to-2 again, but where it's blue, red, blue, red, red. So blue, red, red, and then it repeats. And so as it's being woven, that's the this is what it looks like when it's like that, and that's the other side. This one actually does not really deform that much when you put it under weight. I and Mask both wore this around for, not at the same time, both wore belts in this style around for about 3 weeks, and they didn't really change shape that much. It's some very sturdy stuff. It has this sort of crocheted look on the edges right there. Or I suppose it also kind of looks like, there should be a link right here to what it looks like. The underside of a chain Sinnet necklace. Now, they're not quick release, but compared to other paracord belts, all of mine are pretty quick release. And this one is kind of in with that. Mask gets all the money from these, but well, that's still being discussed. Depends on who. That's kind of behind the scenes stuff that I don't feel like sharing. Normally, I'm a very behind the scenes kind of guy, but not in this case. You can see these. This is pretty easy to take apart. There, and unweave, and it's the same for the crossed crown. And I'm not taking apart the others exactly. That comes apart much more easily than all the other paracord bracelets, although that looks like a complete mess. I said bracelets, paracord belts that you've ever seen. Although it looks like a complete mess as it's taken apart. And it's not quick release like some of my other stuff, like the spine coil here that's true quick release. Or it's not even, and neither is it rapid deployment like the lightning coil. Click through for the impressive video of how fast those things come apart. No, but untying one of these belts in 5 minutes for a paracord belt, that's still amazing. Yeah, so these have been all of the 5-point patterns that I have in circulation in my shop right now, you can visit that shop in the description. If I'm still on Etsy, when you're watching this, it will be etsy.com/shop/tarbucktransom. What else is it going to be? You can visit me there and purchase one of these. You can get them retied for free for the life of the cord. So if you decide you don't like the pattern that you have, pay the shipping. Like, message me first. Don't just ship it places. I might not be in the same place. Message me and ship it back to me, and I will I'll weave it a different way, and there will be pictures and back and forth in case you change your mind. You can send me a belt buckle if you don't like the kinds that I make. Let's say you don't want a logo buckle like one of these. You want something that you actually bought somewhere, and you want a belt put on it. I should really redo this. That looks like a mess. Anyway, and you want a belt put on it, send it to me. Yeah. Alright, this video is approaching the upper length of how long I want it to be. I might have to cut something out in the middle. So if you have found this at all enjoyable or helpful or something like that, you go give me a thumbs up. That would raise my ranking in search results so that other people can see stuff like this too. I want this paracording to be what I do. That's the dream. If you share this video around, maybe somebody will be interested in it. I'm trying to get reviews from other people of my Paracord products out there, and I'll post links if any of that happens. You can help me out by shooting me shooting my videos around to people who might be interested. If you're feeling generous and want to donate some of your time, if you don't feel like donating any of your time but do want to watch some great videos, I can totally toot my horn and call all of my videos great. So give me a subscription and watch some of those videos in the future. I do a lot of knot tying how-tos as well, which is probably the primary reason that you're here. You're probably only watching this as long as you have because you're in another tab waiting for the playlist to loop around to waiting for the autoplay to loop around to some more knot tying videos. Well, wish granted. I'm gonna shoot another knot tying video now. Alright, thank you very much.